Hello everyone, this is Sherry and Soul Conscious, and this is going to be the Soul Weather weekly forecast where we're going to pull a general message for this coming week to see what wants to come up, what our message is going to be. And this is a general reading for whoever finds it. It's timeless. So know that if you were drawn to the title or clicked on this video, there's probably something in it that might be for you. So please stay tuned and watch at least the general message. You don't have to watch the day-to-day unless you feel drawn to it. And once we pull the general message, then we go day by day, starting with Sunday, moving on through Saturday, and pull an emoji card to set the mood for each and every day of the week, and then pull an additional card to see if there's maybe an outlying message that wants to come through each day. And of course, energies are fluid, so you can be anywhere on this timeline. So just know, like I said, the video is timeless, so whenever you find it, then of course, then this message, there's probably something in this video for you. So I thank you very much for anyone that joins me. Hello and welcome. And we're going to go ahead and jump right in. And one of the things I want to say is I had this vision, this dream kind of having to stand our ground and having to defend ourselves, like defend a point. Like there's something that's very important that we want to make people aware that it was kind of two-part. Like there was this part of like almost proving your dedication to something to people around you, and then also like standing, like I said, kind of standing your ground, where you had to where you're trying to convince others around you that what you're doing is very important to you, that and it was important that they believe and understand that you were doing what was in your best interest. It was almost that kind of Seven of Wands energy of, that kind of defending yourself, defending yourself from the outside world, from other external influences. But it was also like in the sense of feeling like you need to stand your ground as far as convincing people. And that's what I kept picking up, is this energy of having to defend ourselves and convince people. And I know right now we're in full moon energies, because we just had the full moon on Saturday, and this is actually published on the day of the full moon. So we're sitting right in those full moon energies. And this is going to be, it can be a big full moon for a lot of people. As I've said before, I'm not an astrology reader, but I kind of try and stay aware of what's going on. And I know specifically this full moon, and then like as we move into the eclipse this time right now, there's a lot of energies at play because of where the planetary alignments are. So, be aware that you're going to be feeling things that maybe you don't typically feel. You're might be sitting on the precipice of some really life-changing things in your world, and those are starting to show up. They're starting to manifest and show up for us. And so where we stand our ground, we've had this time recently, especially with COVID, of being able to reflect and look at our lives and really kind of grasp where we want to be and where we want to move forward. What do we want to bring into our lives? What do we want our lives to look like? What is our happily ever after? What's our 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles look like? And how do we go about getting that? And now I really feel like, especially, we've been in Aries season, and we're just wrapping up with Aries season, getting ready to move into Taurus. And Aries is all about action, and I feel that energy. I really felt that as we moved into this full moon energy. I was actually feeling that, the last several days coming into this full moon is this, like having a lot of energy and ready to take charge, ready to take action on something. And but this also full moon is about forgiveness, and it's about forgiving yourself for anything that you've done in your life that has been, like where you've been hard on yourself, where you've been critical on yourself, and you've been judgmental of yourself. Like if you've done something wrong to someone else, or to, you've made a bad choice, whether it be, directly related to your actions toward another, or in a situation in your life, it's having that forgiveness for yourself, of yourself, for decisions and actions that you may have made, and knowing that it's okay, things had to happen the way they did, forgiving yourself and being ready to move forward, to change your life, move forward, and take the actions that you need to take. And so I was actually hoping that the Seven of Wands would come up, and it may when we clarify, because I really felt that energy. I was feeling that in the vision that I had going in this. But what we have for the cards for this coming week is we have the Two of Pentacles with the Six of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Those are our three main cards. So what I'm really picking up here is, it's that Two of Pentacles is that juggling, trying to make a choice, trying to make a decision where we've been on the fence kind of about things. We're very indecisive, not knowing which way to go, maybe, not sure what action to take. But I'm really feeling we're coming out of that energy. We're moving into the Six of Wands energy, where we're feeling like, we're feeling more confident. We're feeling like we're ready to take action in our lives and make a change in our lives that is going to bring us, that victory and success that we're looking for. And the Seven of Cups, I see that is the choices and options that have been laid out before us. But it's like he has been looking at all the cups around him, not sure which way to go, as we saw in that Two of Pentacles. But I'm really feeling that we're starting to understand the way that we want to move forward. And so we're going to go ahead. That's the wrong deck. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to pull a couple clarifying cards on each one of these cards to see what we got with it. So on the Two of Pentacles, I have the Star. So this is something that you knew was the direction you wanted to go, and it has to, it's about something long term, something bringing in and a wish that you've had, a desire that you've had to bring something into your life that's going to last, that's going to be, kind of that rest of your life. With the Hierophant, I'm really picking up on that energy of, and if you're looking at a lot of like love tarot and stuff like that, Hierophant can represent the marriage card. So it's looking for something that is going to stick around. It's that wish, that we've had that desire for something that is going to be stable, going to be long-term in our lives, that it is that's based on our values, that we've determined this is what we want. This is what we want for ourselves. This is what we want, and we want to bring it to us. We're ready to take action to implement what it's going to take to go for our wish fulfillment, to make it lasting in our lives, based on what we believe, our values, our traditions, things like that. That's everything that the Hierophant is. So I really feel that we're really moving into this time, as I said, of this week is going to be, ready, needing to take action, maybe wanting to take action. And then on the Seven of Wands, we have the Two of Wands and the Moon. So, it's still kind of that Two of Wands is still that energy of, still needing to make a decision, but where the Two of Pentacles is more weighing the options and trying to, juggle things. The Two of Wands is more that, where you're ready to pick a path. you see the path before you and you're ready to go in a direction. You're ready to pick an option. You see the path before you, and you're, he's ready to go down that path. He sees the path and ready to go down that path. And I feel that with that, wanting and ready to take action, or knowing where you need to take action in your life to make the changes that you want. And then with the moon card, I really feel this is tying into this full moon energy, that the full moon of, when in the moon, things can be, when we have the full moon, things that are in the shadows are kind of illuminated. We're seeing things that we normally wouldn't see in the dark. When the full moon is out, you can see everything clearly in the dark. So you know what needs to change, and where you have maybe been untrue to yourself, where you have misled yourself, and it's that forgiveness. I'm really tying that into this full moon, and that forgiveness that I was talking about, that we have this need to forgive ourselves for maybe decisions we've made, actions that we've made in the past, forgiving ourselves and knowing it's okay. And once we forgive ourselves, we can move past it. We can move on. We can move on with our lives, and we can move forward. So I really see that tying together. And then on the 7 of Cups, we have the Hangman and the Hermit. So interesting enough, that's that energy of gaining a new perspective. And I kind of said with that 7 of Cups, that he was undecisive. We saw all the different options that we had, and we weren't sure which way to go, but we're starting to kind of see that. We're starting to kind of see the way forward, see where we want to go, see where we might want to take action and change things in our lives. And so that Hangman and Hermit is really, taking a time to gain a new perspective, really look at things and gain a new perspective on, an insight on what we need to do, or what we need to change, and what we need to take action on. I think this is amazing read. I really feel this is, with this energy, this is really, really, really good. So I think that's really the message that wants to come through for this week. It's all about, forgiving ourselves for anything that we have done to others, or decisions we've made for ourselves that didn't maybe go the way that we want, knowing that, nothing is ever a bad decision. Everything's a learning experience. So even if you did something and it didn't work out the way that you had intended and hoped for, it's still, you learned from it, or at least I hope that you learned from that, because that's what it teaches us. When things don't go right, we learn from it and we make changes and adapt, and we move forward until we get it right. So it's forgiving ourselves and not being hard on ourselves, and being ready to take action. It's time to, make some changes in our lives, make some choices, make some decisions, and take action in our lives. And Aries is all about that. But we're getting ready to move on to Taurus, which is signified by that Hierophant card that showed up. That energy, that stability, longevity, something that is going to be, marriage is usually considered a very long-term kind of commitment. And that's what I'm really feeling like, is that commitment and dedication to making a change in your life that you want to see, that devotion, dedication. That's what I'm really feeling off of that, with that star. And Hierophant is something that is so important to us, something that we value, that we want to make happen in our lives, that we're committed and devoted to making it happen, to have that victory around the situation, because we want to be happy, and we want this to happen in our lives. So it's that dedication. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the day by day, because I really think that was a really good message for this week. I think it has a lot of value of knowing, that be ready to make changes in your life, to take action on those changes, and forgive yourself for anything that you may have said or done to others, or where you have been critical to yourself. So we're going to go ahead and pull an emoji card for each day of the week. If you haven't watched these, that's what I do. I start on Sunday and we go on through Saturday and just get a vibe, a mood, a feeling, an emotion for each day of the week. And then I'm going to pull one card to just see what message wants to come out for the day. Possibly something that we may need to be aware of or something like that. So for Sunday, we're going to be in our feels a little bit. And I even got this, funny enough, if you watched the weekend forecast that I published a couple days ago, it was about full moon putting us in our feels, that we were going to be in our feels, that stuff is going to be coming up, that we feel like we missed out on, that maybe missed opportunities, that's the regrets, that stuff was coming to the surface if you watched the full moon the weekend forecast, the soul weather weekend forecast, and that's even being reflected in that mood, for Sunday. And I was really picking that up, that after the full moon energy during the weekend read, I was, picking up on that energy, and we're getting it reflected again, and reinforced. And so it's about truth. So it's about gaining clarity. It's about, something came, stuff coming up, truths coming up in, that are bringing things to the surface. We're being made aware of things. We're seeing things for what they are. The masks are coming away and we're seeing the reality of things, seeing the truth of things. And then, like I said, it's time to forgive ourselves for anything that we have done that maybe where we have been hard on ourselves or hard on others, and forgiving ourselves for that, so that we can move forward, so we can let go of it and move forward. I really feel that really has been this full moon energy, and that's being reinforced in that message for Sunday. So let's go ahead and go on to Monday. What are we going to be feeling for Monday? A little terse. That's what I'm picking up, terse. Kind of just, terse is the word that came up, so I'm just going to go with it, because that's what I felt right off the top of the bat. And then let's see if there's something that wants to come out to clarify that feeling. So it looks like we got two cards that wanted to come out. So it's what is our happily ever after? We have the Ten of Pentacles and the Moon, but we've kept that to ourselves. We have kept that to ourselves, and we haven't shared that. We've kept that hidden under that moon energy. And I even see this as reflecting, we had the moon in the main general message, and it's again reinforcing on Monday that, that full moon is having a huge effect on what we want to change in our lives, really making us aware of where we need to make changes and what we need to let go of if we haven't let go, where we need to take action in our lives to bring about our Ten of Pentacles. I think that as we saw on Sunday with that Ace of Swords energy, that clarity and truth, we're gaining that truth, because I think there's been some confusion, something hidden, something where there's been confusion. And that's what I'm really feeling, that, that full moon is bringing things up. It's bringing things up and making us aware of things, and really that forgiveness that we need to have for ourselves. And it's all steeped in this, because this is what's important to us, and we're really wanting to figure out what we need to do to change our lives, to make ourselves happier, to get that, as we saw in the general message, that be committed and devoted to something that is significant to us in our lives, that we've found is significant to us in our lives, which is reflected in that Ten of Pentacles energy. And then on Tuesday, it's looked like something may happen that may kind of be unexpected. Oh, so we're going to be anxious about something. I'm really picking up on the first thing that I got was anxious. And so maybe I really just get that maybe something is going to happen on Tuesday or toward the middle of the week. that is going to get us a little bit confused on we're ready to take action, we're ready to make these changes in our lives, or we know we need to take action, but something comes in and gives us a little bit of a setback. It's this little bit, that's what I feel like. It's this setback that starts making you doubt yourself. That's what I'm really picking up is be cautious on Tuesday, that you might get some self-doubt and anxiety that comes up around making changes in your life, of making these changes that you need to make. And so it's really important, to not let those thoughts get the best of us and keep us from implementing and taking action on the things that we know we need to take action on. Because you should never be afraid of trying and changing something, doing something to try and see if it's successful or not. Because the worst is going to happen. Okay, it doesn't go the way that you want it to, but you learn from it and you move on. So there's, it's important to make those, to take a chance. It's important to take a chance. Don't be afraid of taking chances and risking things from time to time, because that's how we can improve our life, especially if it's something that that you want, and you want to go after it, which we're seeing with that commitment and devotion to making changes in our life. So know that it's, this is really important, where it's saying, don't, I think that was a message that wanted to come out for Tuesday, is kind of be cautious of, getting wrapped up in your own thoughts and that fear and anxiety that might keep you from taking the actions that you need to take to implement this change. And even it looks like with Wednesday, it's these, surprised energies. We have almost that tower explosive feeling on Tuesday, and then almost a surprised feeling on Wednesday. I'm really picking up, though, and it's it's just reinforcing what I just said, literally just reinforcing what I just said when I was talking about Tuesday's energy. So we have the 10 of Swords and the 9 of Cups that came out. So it's like it's really feeling the stress of going out after what we desire. That having those doubts and anxiety, about taking a chance, taking a risk, moving forward, taking action on something. There's this fear around it, and it's kind of, we know we need to move on. We know, this is, tens are about being done and completion of moving on to, the 10 of Swords becomes that Ace of Swords. So, even though that can represent pain, I'm really getting, especially with the card that came out with the nine of Swords, I believe it was on Tuesday. It's all about, this being, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take a risk, to take a chance on something that's going to be your wish fulfillment. Don't get up in your head. Don't talk yourself out of it, because it's stressful for you. I'm really picking up on the stress of change, how do I take action? What do I do? How do I do this? Of getting kind of stuck in your head. And swords can be that mental energy. Swords can represent that mental energy of, overthinking things and being confused and in pain and anxious type stuff, where we're overthinking potentially. So we're going to go ahead and do Thursday and see what are we going to be feeling. What's the vibe for Thursday? Okay, you want that one? Okay, thank you very much. So yeah, we're going to have some rough energies this week. And I really feel it's around us, us specifically. And I don't feel that it's outside people that are possibly, maybe, well, you know what? Actually, I'm going to take that back, because I do feel like, especially with the vision that I got, that we may need to be standing our ground with people in our lives, based on what I started this video, that I had this vision of really feeling like we have to defend ourselves against, like our beliefs, what we want in our lives, that we have to stand up for that we have to take action and stand up for that. And we may be defending that point of view and that stance to other people and making, trying to convince them that this is what you want. They may think it's, they may be trying to talk you out of it or telling you it's a silly idea or something like that. And this is, almost, I'm really feeling now that with what came up with Tuesdays and Wednesdays energy, and even with Thursday's energy of feeling a little upset and angry, a little peeved off, that this is probably, it can be that others, are making you have some self-doubt, having those doubts that we saw with the 10 of Swords, and 9 of Swords type energy of really feeling that, that doubt and anxiety about making these changes, that you're starting to doubt whether this is something you really want to do or not. People may be whispering in your ear, and then we get the 10 of Swords again for Thursday. So it really is about, even after shuffling, that 10 of Swords came right back up for Thursday. So, it's really about, we have caused ourselves a lot of pain, because maybe we've been listening to others and taking the advice of others instead of doing what we feel is right for us. Or we have been, we have made wrong decisions, and so we've put ourselves in pain. Either others have put us in pain, or we've put ourselves in pain. And so this week is all about forgiving, which we saw in the general message, is all about forgiving ourselves for anything that we've said or done, actions that we have taken or things that we have said that haven't been the best. But then forgiving ourselves and making the changes and implementing the changes that we need to make to correct it, and being ready to do that, to take action and make those changes. But I really see that those feelings that we're going to be, really looking at, those type of things, and the things that have hurt us, the things that, have caused us pain, or others have caused us pain. And how do we move forward from that? And honestly, it doesn't surprise me that this kind of an energy or feeling comes up when you're looking at things like that, where you've gone wrong in your life, or when you've done something wrong and you've been harsh and critical. You can get mad at yourself. That can bring up feelings of anger at yourself for doing certain things, or acting in a certain way, or treating someone a certain way, or making a decision that wasn't in your best interest. That can make you feel angry at yourself. You can feel angry. And so that isn't surprising, when we've caused ourselves pain, or maybe even others have caused us pain, of those feelings of anger coming to the surface, because that's part of the process. Part of processing that pain is acknowledging those feelings that we have, acknowledging that, and forgiving ourselves for the part that we played, learning what we need to learn from the experience, and then applying that and moving forward in a new direction, to make those changes, to have a better result the next time. So we're going to go ahead and go on to Friday and see what wants to come up. What are we going to be feeling on Friday, please? What are we going to be feeling? What's the vibe? What is the emotion? Okay. A little bit of doubt. Again, I'm picking up doubts, confusion from that card. Let's see what we have to go with that. Can I get a clarifying card? Okay, so using our intuition, and realizing what we need to do. What is our intuition telling us is the right thing to do, and listening to that intuition. But I'm also picking up this kind of doubting our intuition as well. Not going to put that, not going to exclude that, because I am feeling that and picking that up, as well as having some doubts in whether we have good judgment and whether we really are listening to our intuition, and what our intuition is telling us is the best thing for us. So it's that, those doubts and anxiety that we saw of creeping in, and whether we really know whether that's what we want or not, and not maybe completely trusting our intuition completely. So I think there's this kind of warning, that we're going to be kind of a little bit all over this week. It looks like emotionally we're going to be going through and processing a lot. It's going to be a week of processing things in our past, in our emotions. A lot of stuff is going to be coming up because of this full moon. It's going to have a huge effect, on us. And so it's going to have us kind of, really feeling things and processing things is what I'm really feeling up. This is going to be a week of really things coming up and processing them, trying to deal with them. It's that action, you dealing with the way you feel, processing and dealing with something through forgiveness is a way of taking action, because you're dealing with those emotions, you're processing and dealing with them, and that's a form of action as well. Okay, so that was Friday. So we're on Saturday, we're on our last day of the week. We're going to get this last vibe. How are we going to end up this week? What's going to be how we're going to close out this week? How are we going to close out this week? Okay, that's too many. How are we going to close out this week? Oh my gosh, these cards do not, I'm getting way too many that want to come out. Can I get just please one? What's one emotion, what's one vibe we're going to be feeling for Saturday, for this coming Saturday, please? It just keeps wanting to pick out. It does not want to go with just one. So I'm these came up before, so I'm thinking this is what it wants. So I feel this is I'm gonna say, interesting enough, I'm really picking up on kind of wanting to almost brush something out of your mind and not think about it, something that may be bothering you. I'm really picking up the energy that come the weekend, you're going to be like, I'm done thinking about this. I want to get this off of my mind. I don't want to think about it anymore. I've been dealing with this, feeling this stuff all week, thinking about it all week, because we saw that, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords energy throughout the week. It's harsher energies. So we're really going to be feeling come this weekend that we're this coming next weekend, coming up, we're not going to be wanting to deal with any of that stuff at all. We're going to kind of blow it off and said, okay, I'm done with this, and almost ignore the way we're feeling, and just so that we can just get past it and have a good time for the weekend, just like I said, kind of put it in back of our mind to say, I'm done thinking about this. I don't want to think about it anymore. And so, interesting enough, I got the Justice card on Saturday. So, I really am feeling with that Justice card. It's trying to balance things out. It's really needing to, just even things out, and I was feeling that of almost wanting to brush things not under the rug or to the back of your mind, put things to your back of your mind and not think about it, because you've been balancing these energies out. You've been trying, we've been trying to get this back on the right, in the right place, to forgive ourselves for these things. And we've had a really rough week of emotions. And it is all about bringing justice to ourselves. It's about bringing justice to ourselves, making, being okay, making those decisions in our lives to be better and do better, forgive ourselves for where we've been critical or judgmental of not only ourselves but others, where we've been maybe not the kindest person or compassionate person, forgiving ourselves for that and moving forward in a new way, and so by doing that, when we forgive ourselves, we are bringing justice to whatever situations in our lives that those pertain to, where we have wronged somebody else or we've wronged ourselves. We're bringing justice to that by acknowledging and forgiving ourselves. That's bringing justice to the situation. So I really feel that this is what we have for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button. And if you feel moved to, subscribe to my channel. Always looking for new people to join me. And each week as I do these videos, I'm grateful and appreciative of everyone that takes the time to join me each week as I do these. Thank you so much. Joy, love, and light, and I hope you all have a great and wonderful week, even though it looks like these energies are going to be might be in a little bit in our fields this week, a little bit processing a lot of stuff this week. So, love you all. See ya. Bye.